Okay, for everybody's benefit, if you can hear me, the way that this class will be organized will be somewhat different from your conventional classes and workshops. John is our elder, and he is the fluent speaking elder in Ketchikan, and I will be following his lead. And so I do understand this is a different way of participating in a class, but it's more traditional than just hearing lectures. This is also a speaking class, so we will prompt you with words and phrases from time to time, and then we'll let you know when we want you to repeat what was said. I will pass out a workbook for you to study. I'll give one to the adults in the family, and I didn't expect so many students, so I only printed out 10. So please share, and I'll have extra copies tomorrow to bring. Please do not look at the books during class. Over the years, people who stare at the books during class never learn to speak. This is a westernized way of teaching where you look at paper and it looks like you're memorizing facts. But for our Shemalgia, we need your ears and we need your ability to remember. So the most important thing that you could bring tonight is your ears and ability to listen. And that will take you a long way in becoming a speaker. Okay, John, would you like to introduce yourself?
What?
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Okay. Right here?
Yes, to address the classroom.
Oh. Yeah, my name is John Reese, and I'm the only guy left in Ketchikan that can speak Somali. There's nobody else that can talk this language. So you're stuck with me no matter what you do. But it's not a bad deal. Terry here has got along with it, and I'm sure that you guys can do too. I think when you introduce yourself, we'd like to have you introduce yourself to the Metakata group. Maybe you should come up to the mic and introduce yourself. What do you think?
Well, we'll see what it looks like on the camera.
Oh.
Yeah. And we want the people in Metlakatla, we're going to give you guys the opportunity to introduce yourselves. If you have experience with Tsimshian language, then go ahead and introduce yourself. For this beginning class, please only give your name and if you want your clan. But because our traditional introductions are long, we might be here a long time, and we only have 1 hour.
Now.
What did it say? Okay. Now something happened with did something happen? Double space now? Hi, can you hear us again? Are you back on? Okay, so we're asking that when each person introduces themselves, we would like to hear your name.
I can hear them and see them. Okay. All right.
Oh, I think we have another city jumping in. We might have another individual or community coming into this video conference. Somebody's going to join us, a person or another town.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll continue ahead. And as John was saying, he is the last fluent speaker of the Tsimshian language of Shemalgia. Our language is called Shemalgia, which means the true language. The original form of Shemalgia. There are different dialects that were learned later, but Shemalgia is Ko-Tsimshian. It's the original version of Ko-Tsimshian or Shemalgia. So we refer to it as the true language. This is the original version. There are different there are different dialects of Shimalgya as people go upriver, up the Skeena River, or further south. There's southern Shimalgya, and there's Gitsyen, which is spoken inland. And the coast Tsimshian is called Shimalgya, and that is what we're going to be teaching. That's what we speak. Okay, I want to let everybody know that John is Lakshgeek, Eagle Clan, and that he's a very wonderful teacher. I have some good speaking ability because of the way John taught me. And so he has 100% faith that everyone can learn. So this is really good. A lot of people try to make learning Shimalgya very technical, but all you have to do is listen. Okay, my name is Terry Burr. I am Tsimshian Killer Whale Clan, Gishputwada, and I have been apprenticing with Mr. Reese since 2010. And something wonderful about working with John is that he also is a songwriter. He loves to write new songs, Tsimshian songs, and he is also a storyteller, and he knows many, many ancient stories, and that's a lot of fun. He's very analytical about our language, and so he can explain a lot of differences in grammar. So that's nice too. We're very fortunate to have John Reese as our teacher. Now, I would like, in this classroom, we'll go from that end, that first row, and then come down, and then go back one row and come all the way down, and then finally the third row, and then all the way down again. Please tell us your name if you want. If you know some Shimalgya, tell us in Shimalgya. But if you know English is the only language you know right now, go ahead and tell us in English your name.
My name is Rochelle Summers. These are my children, Piper and Summers.
I think it would be better if you stood up, they could see you, you know?
Okay, so now Elder has given you instructions. So as the mother and the leader of your family, bring yourself and your children up to the microphone. And this is to show respect to Metlakatla.
Sure. Hi, my name's Rochelle Summers, and these are my children, Piper and Finn Summers. Nice to meet you.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
next family.
Hi, I'm Jolene Swain, Sunoco, Wanaka, and Yana Swain.
Okay, thank you. Debbie.
I'm Deborah Smith of the Eagle Clan.
Goikshin.
James Lanos Jr., Eagle.
Wait, what? Okay. Terry Eberman, no clan. Welcome to our class, Terry.
I'm Sarah Weston, and this is one of my children, Stephen, and we're Eagle.
Goikshin.
Lorraine Dewayu, Kitcheskan,
Eagle Wax.
Giluwatku, Ganhada, I gotta learn that all over again. I almost had it all at one time. And this is my grandson, Aiden Miller.
All right. Goikshin. Hey. Okay. And then, is it Lisa? Yanagi, walk over here.
Delawan, Lisa Brogan from Loring, Alaska, Naha Bay. Geets Budwada. I'm here for also my family members who couldn't make it, and
my daughters and to try to carry on the Tsimshian language in honor of my great-grandmother, Mariah Stewart, who stopped teaching the children the language because her husband told her to. Because when he came home, the children ran up to him speaking Tsimshian, and he said, "You stop teaching them Tsimshian, you teach them English." And that's when the language died in our family.
Correction.
And my great aunt knew Tsimshian, and she told me some words before she passed away. My grandpa knew some Tsimshian, not a whole lot. So I'm here today for them. And one of the words I wanted to teach my daughters was "I love you," because I figured that was probably one of the last things that she would say to her children, is "I love you." And she pot dunan, that's what I was telling my kids that, but it's she
been at noon.
She been at noon. All right.
Correction.
Godam Tibian Wayu Kenhara Diva Hopsku Gitchuskan Divas Dogo Ada King Devon.
Oh, correction. Wayam. I see my good friend Kylie back there, and she is Kylie Guthrie Eagle Clan. So I'm sorry, Kylie Guthrie Raven Clan. Okay. Yanagi, walk over here.
My name is Megan. I'm with the newspaper.
Correction.
That's yours.
I'm Taylor. I'm also with the newspaper.
All right, welcome, Taylor. Okay, and Mahlahahla, if you could please introduce yourselves so we can learn who you are.
I'm Carly Booth. I'm Eagle Clan.
Correction.
Hey. I'm Christina Martinez with my kids, and we're from the Wolf Clan.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you for bringing your family, Christina.
Hey, Naomi Lease, Eagle Clan.
Oh, Melody Lease, welcome. Lots of Eagles.
Grand Echo Hawk, Keka Hockey Band, Pawnee Nation, Tradixy Tradix.
Oh, Doyakshin.
Johan BYU, Lucky Wood Tagu.
Oh, Doyakshin.
Hi Jerry, I'm Tim Booth, Mesquite.
Oh, Tim Booth. Tim Booth. Oh.
I'm Rainy James. I'm from the Youre clan.
Oh, nice to meet you, Raimi. Welcome. Thank you everybody for attending Beginning Shimalya. This will be a learning experience on a few different levels. We have never conducted a class through video conference before, but this is an opportunity that at this state of the language we need to take advantage of. We are hoping in our next class in October that we could also get Juneau and Anchorage and who knows, maybe Sitka to participate. and we could all learn together. Okay, the first thing we
Here.
want to go over.
Terry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes? Who is that?
Nancy Barnes.
Oh, that's what that telephone icon is. It's Nancy Barnes. Welcome, Nancy. Can you see us?
I can see you, but you can't see me.
Okay, Nancy Barnes is present, and she's in Juneau, so we have a student in Juneau.
Oh, Juneau
also.
too, huh?
Yeah, Luka Lambie, eh? Okay. Okay, is that everybody? Okay, I saw that somebody in Metlakatla did introduce themselves, but I was talking. I don't want to miss that person.
I was trying.
Oh, no.
I'm Emily Bergtown, and I'm Lucky Bull.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much. Okay. All right, John. What would you like to do first?
What would you like to do first?
I would like to go over the unique sounds.
Unique sounds? There's not too many that I know.
Okay, I will go ahead and get our... What we are talking about now is that in Shimalgya, we have sounds that do not exist in English. And a long time ago, some of our elders, they called those, they didn't have a name for these sounds, and so they started calling them peculiar sounds. And later on, other people called these sounds unique sounds because they're different. And so some linguists have identified about 30 unique sounds in the Tsimshian language. But as language changes over time, I have noticed 8 sounds that we use on a regular basis in conversation. And then John might might identify 3 or 4 unique sounds. So his way of thinking about language and my way of thinking about language is that it's not as complicated as a lot of the linguists wrote about. And we don't want that to be a reason people are too afraid to try. So a very common sound in Shimalgya, some people identify it, they call it the HL or the Bardel sound. But for this sound, it sounds like this. And so in Metlakatla, we're identifying the unique sounds, and the first one is the Bardel or HL sound, which I don't know if you can hear me very well, but sounds like you use this word when you talk about seaweed, flush, flush. So to make this sound, I'm going to show you with my hand. This is the top of your palate, your top palate, and then you touch the tip of your tongue to the front of your palate, right behind your front teeth, blocking air that comes out the front. So you look like you're smiling like this. And then when you blow air will shoot out the sides of your mouth, and it will sound like this. You got to be careful because you might spit, and that's just fine. You need to have a lot of saliva in your mouth to make these sounds sound good. So I'm going to go around and listen to you make the sound. And you can look at my mouthpiece. That's it. Can you feel the air? That's right. Luka Lambie, good job. Okay, with your tongue, put your tongue behind your top front teeth like this. So we're going to practice a word making that same sound. And the word for seaweed in Shimalya is slash. 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 Okay. In Metlakatla, we are practicing with the word for seaweed. Slash. Slash. Did you guys practice that word?
Yes.
Slash. I'll try to get a little closer. Slash. Slash. Our word for seaweed. That's a good word to practice, the HL sound. Or slash. 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 Yeah. Okay. If we had a board, which I don't see a whiteboard, the next sound, it's been written with an X or a CK, but the sound sounds like a raspy H. If you can hear me. So what happens with this sound is with your tongue, you raise the back of your tongue up a little bit, and it sounds like a really rough, raspy H. That's it. Oh, that sounded good. I heard people say this is the sound when you say the name of the composer, Johann Sebastian Bach. Nope, that's it. Okay, sounds good. We're going to practice. A good word to practice with for the X or the CK sound is to say, what would you think, John? Box or canoe?
Right.
For the CK sound, do you want to use box or canoe?
For canoe?
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Luka Lambie. In Metlakatla, did you guys practice saying the word canoe? Shore. Shore. Can you hear them? Okay. So, you guys sound really good. I was listening to some students on this side, and I heard this huge wave of on this side that sounded wonderful. But you guys are sounding really good. You're getting this. So those are two sounds we don't have in English that we are going to use a lot when we speak Shimalya. Yes. So we did slash, slash, and shaw. Lugulam. Deutschen. Thank you. Okay. The next unique, these unique sounds are listed right here. They're listed in this handout. There's only 8 of them. And you could practice those tonight. I'm going to go ahead to the next one. This is what John will probably say. I think John will say that this next unique sound is no different from your regular G. But it's listed as a deep G, like when you gulp, or when you gargle. But I'm going to talk to John about this right now, because he might say, this is Seagull, is that the regular G or is it a different G?
It's a kaboom.
Okay, he's saying it's a regular G and it's not the deep G. But a lot of linguists have written this G as a So, but John says that when he hears it, when he speaks, he doesn't hear that sound. He just hears a regular G. So I'm checking with him, and I'll explain this to Metlakatla. In Metlakatla, I am talking about the next unique sound with the G underlined or the two G's, which has been identified as like that deep G of gulping, like When I talk to John Reese, he says he doesn't hear that sound as any different from a regular G, that it's not a deep G. And so we're talking about the word for seagull, bagoom. And John says he just says bagoom. He doesn't bring the deep G into it like bagoom, bagoom. So we're going to go with John's way, and he says it's just gagoom with a regular G sound. So that's nice because then I can pass on to the next unique sound. Oh, another controversial one. This is the two U's like in seal, which the linguist write as but John says he hears it differently. John, we're talking about the two U's, as in seal. How do you see that? How does that sound to you when you say seal?
Ula. And the word is ula. I spelled it with double O. But the anthropologists and the people in BC write it with a double U.
Okay, so we're just going to follow John's example and just go ooh, 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 ooh-la, seal, ooh-la, 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 seal. Yeah, that's it. You got it. Ooh-la, ooh-la. Oh, you sound good. Ooh-la, seal, ooh-la. That's nice, okay, I want to check in with Metlakatla. In Metlakatla, I want to explain to you that John Reese says that when he says seal, he doesn't make any special or different sounds. He doesn't pronounce it ula, he pronounces it ula. And that if he were going to write it, he would write O-O. So we're going to follow John Reese's example and say ula without any different sound. Ula for seal. So you see here that depending on which elder you're talking with, you might have a different understanding or explanation of sounds. But whatever you do, you'll find a world of difference between what the elders say and what the linguists have written about our language. So we're going to straighten this out as far as John's concerned. Then the next sound is a pop K, a pop K. I'm going to check with John on this first. Okay, John, there's a sound with a popped K. Like when you forget, the word for forget.
Seagull.
Seagull. Now, when you make this K sound, what does it sound like?
It sounds like seagull.
Would you spell that with a G or a K?
K. S-A-K-U-A-L.
Okay, in the past we had used
And
this sound.
the last part of it is do, D-O. Or you can spell it with a D-U. They're all do.
I forgot. The root word is coal, like a piece of black coal. Coal. The linguists write it with a pop K. The linguists have it as coal. But John says, he just says coal. So what we're doing is
good.
So in Metlakatla.
I think myself.
And Juneau.
Excuse me, huh?
Oh, yeah.
I think I'm going to talk in English to you. I think myself that all this dadu of how to pronounce what the words that are in the peculiar sounds, as she says, it'll all come out as you progress in learning the language. You know, I never had to concentrate on peculiar sounds. I didn't know there was any peculiar sounds. I just learned them as I heard them, and I said them as I heard them. You know, and I think you can do the very same thing. As you progress through the language, you will gather the words that are peculiar, as Terry calls them, peculiar sounds. But I think Terry likes to make you aware that there are peculiar sounds. But to me, I have never given a thought that my language had peculiar sounds. But she's not alone, and the anthropologist said the same thing too. Yeah.
Okay, Doyakshin John, Shimhaon, what you say is the truth. So in Metlakatla, did you hear what John was just saying?
Yes.
Okay. In Metlakatla, would any of you students like to comment on what you have heard so far in this class? Okay, thank you. I wanted to give them a chance to comment on the lessons so far.
Oh.
But they're staying quiet, so I think they want the lessons to continue.
Oh.
Okay. Now, I'm going to follow John's example because I am making an issue of unique sounds, and it's not an issue to him. And so I will always stand in back of him. And so we'll stop working on the unique sounds. You guys, all students, will get a copy of these to look at. And through this next 6 weeks, I want you to listen very carefully for any sounds that you might pick up. And all of the words that we're going to be learning are printed in these handouts for you to take home so you could study. But please do that in the evening and not during class. So the very first thing we did today is that we introduced ourselves and said our names, both in Metlakatla and Juneau and Ketchikan. So now let's just jump right in with the very first greeting. Ndalawan.
Me?
Oh.
Who? Oh, am Terry.
Oh, Doyakshin. So I just asked John, how is he doing? And he said good. He said he's good and that I'm doing good. So in Shimalya, when you want to ask a person, how are you doing? John says, we say, Ndalawan. In Metlakatla, Ndalawan. How are you doing? Ndalawan. Can you say that in Metlakatla?
Terry, don't forget Ndalawan for a group of people.
Lugulam, Doyakshin. John is reminding me to, if I want to say how is a whole group doing, I would say Ndalawalsham. Ndalawalsham. In Metlakatla, if I want to say how is the group in Metlakatla doing, I would say Ndalawalsham. Ndalawalsham. And that's to a group. But usually we're not speaking to groups in our day. We're speaking usually to one or two individuals. So, Ndalawan, how are you? I'll come around. I'd like Metlakatla students to practice saying that through the rows. Say it to your neighbor. Ndalawan, how are you? Ndalawan. Ndalawan. Your work is good. Everyone's work is good. Cool. What? Oh. Okay. How is this going in Metlakatla?
Yeah.
Oh, direction. Okay. And so John, they all just said Ndalawan.
Yeah.
And now we're going to teach them how to say am.
Now one thing you got to remember though is when you say Ndalawan, it's to an individual person. You know, but if there's two or three there, then you would say Ndalawan. You don't say Ndalawan. You put the SN in there. Ndalawan.
I wanted to point out for Metlakatla that John wants to make sure everyone understands when you're addressing more than one person, you need to say Ndela Welsh. Can you say that in Metlakatla? I want to hear you. Ndela Welsh.
Ndela Welsh.
Deutschen. Oh, you sound good. Okay, good job. And now here's the answer. I heard somebody in Metlakatla say am. Okay, so in Shimalga, to say good, you say am. Am. To say good, in Shimalga, you say am. If you're doing well, am. Nothing nasty about that. So that's do you want to say more? Luka Lambie. Okay. And if you're not doing good, I'm going to consult with John because there's many ways to say this. John, what if you're not doing so well? What if you're not doing very well?
I can't hear them because you're the one that they're talking to. I don't hear them much. If they're going to talk, so why not talking? And, am I talking loud enough for you? Yes. Yeah, good. When you talk to somebody, you're talking loud. And then I want, you see, it's not that you're afraid you're going to make a mistake. It's you're proud to be able to utter these words. That's the way I feel about it. I don't say it under my breath. And if I want to say something, I want the people to hear what I have to say. Get a laugh. Remember, let me hear you say loud and clear for that Catholic group. Come on.
Get count, do it again. Get count, do it again. Okay, Metlakatla, your turn. Metlakatla, John wants to know if you heard that.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, we want to hear you say in a loud voice all together, Ndela Welsham.
Ndela Welsham.
Get count, say it again.
Ndela Welsham.
Get count.
Ndela Welsham.
Luka Lambie, you guys sound really great. Thank you.
Andy.
MD. Okay, Deutschen. So now, John, this is a part of organizing this class that is important to me. We only have 15 minutes left, and so we, in a traditional way, we would like to be here till midnight. But because students have to go home, some people didn't have dinner. We need to finish in 15 minutes. Now, I already talked to John Madig, his Tsimshian name is Madig, Brown Bear, that in these classes, I would like the class for John to have 15 to 20 minutes where he could tell you about his insights on the language or even maybe storytelling. So I'm going to hand this next 15 minutes over to John, and I'll ask him how he'd like this to be managed, and I'll help him. Now, John, I wanted to give you some time so the students could learn directly from you. Now, I was wondering if maybe you want to take questions from the students, or do you want to tell them about something about the language?
Well, one of questions.
Okay, John is going to take questions. Let's first hear from the outside community since they are farther away. This is tradition because they are not here. You guys are very fortunate to live in Ketchikan and be here in the first person, but these guys on the TV, they're at a disadvantage, so we're going to give them the first shot at asking questions. So John is going to use the rest of the time to answer your questions. So for Juno and Metlakatla, if you have questions, please come to the microphone and he will do his best to answer your questions about Shimalga. In Metlakatla, if this is your very first Shimalga class, please raise your hand. Wonderful. In Metlakatla, if you have taken many language classes before, please raise your hand. In Metlakatla, if you have worked with a fluent speaking elder and have been fortunate enough to learn Shimalga from a fluent speaking elder, please raise your hand. Oh, Luka Lambie, I'm so happy to see those hands go up. Okay, you guys must be shy. Okay, also I'm going to see if anybody in Ketchikan wants to ask a question to John. Anybody have language questions?
Rain. God? Yeah. Rain? Wash. Yeah. When it's a storm or weather and it's raining, it becomes high wash. It's a storm and the rain pouring down. High wash. That's what you wanted to know? Yeah, good. And before we go any further, I'd like to make a comment here that the answer to Delaware is am Lawal. Or else if it's an individual person that answers you, am Lawal. Am Lawal.
Am Lawal, a full sentence. Am Lawal. I'm doing good. Am Lawal. I'm doing good. Am Lawal. Am La. Am La. Wal. Lawal. I'm doing good. Lawal, you sound good. Am Lawal. Something that I've been able to learn with teaching.
Let's all say it together now. Am Lawal.
Am Lawal.
Am they. Command them Lawal from South Africa mother. I need you, Cal. You're going to do very well in learning Somali. I can see it. I congratulate you for the first night. You're doing very well.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, Terry. Just know, don't relax, Somali.
Oh. Okay. Does anybody have any more questions for John? Okay, John, you have about 10 more minutes. Did you want to talk about the ancient language? Some people say that they speak the ancient language. Okay, he's going to give you a lecture right now about the ancient language.
I don't know if it's a lecture, but how many of you have watched the program on TV called what's it called, that program from Juno?
Celebration.
Yes. Have you watched that celebration from Juno? Yes. Okay. And the Mexican people there have always said we speak the original Tlingit language. But let me tell you something that I have seen through the past. The language, Tsimshian language I'm going to talk about, that it changes. With every generation, one word is changed. A whole group of words changes. And especially when there's a marriage, and the husband
Get land.
What?
Get land.
Well, yeah, get land. And the woman is a look, and the two get together talking the same language, but they pronounce certain words just differently, And the children hear this, and they gather the words together, and then that's the word, that's how they heard the word, and that's the way they pronounce it. So the old language of Tsimshian, old language is never the same. It's always different. Even with me, when I talk to my dad and mom, and after I got through grade school, things kind of changed. But mom said, that's all right. Yeah, that's the way you're going to talk it. That's the way it's going to be for you. Other people might disagree with you, but what's life without disagreement? I kind of laugh to myself when I hear people say they're speaking the old language. that there's no such thing as the old language anymore. It's all in the past. The language, Tsimshian language today is the way I speak it. You can't help it, but I'm the only one that can talk the language here, you know. And some people might disagree with me, like they did to Terry. Somebody told her when she was talking to a Canadian, she said, "You sound like a twinkle." If you're telling who that was.
Oh, I know somebody in Canada, but then in Canada, they sound so different and make such different sounds as we do that they were surprised to hear the sounds from Alaska. Yeah, I sounded foreign to them, so they identify anything from the north as Tlingit. So they thought I was speaking with a Tlingit accent. Something funny with people, all of us here in this room, except for John, we grew up speaking English. And so when we learn to speak Chimalga, we're going to speak Chimalga with an English accent. And that was very strange for the fluent language speakers to hear that spoken back at them. So even we are sounding very different. And that's something we can't change. So, yeah. Okay, John, I want to explain this, make sure it's clear to Metlakatla.
Go ahead.
Okay. Okay, Metlakatla. John was explaining his how he understands the ancient language. He has heard it said before that people today can speak the old ancient style. And John says that's not even possible because with every marriage, the man and the wife, traditionally they're from different villages, and they have their pronunciation of Chimalgach is different, and so their children will learn a combination of their mother and father's speaking ability, and so the children speak differently from both parents, and then with every generation the language changes somewhat. And so every generation, it is a new language. So John says that there's no such thing as speaking in the ancient style. So that's one thing he wanted to communicate that to everybody. Do you guys understand that in Metlakatla?
Oh.
Doyakshin. You heard him say "oh." And "oh" is how you say yes or affirmative. I understand. So it's "oh." I have to tell the story. My Auntie Hannah, I would go and visit her, and she would ask me how I'm doing, and I would tell her as a teenager I got paid, but my paycheck was only $40, and she would say, "oh." And I thought my auntie was melodramatic. And then she says, "How's school going?" And I told her, "I stayed up all night and I only got a C on my test." And she'd say, "Oh." And I didn't know why my auntie was acting so dramatic about my news. That wasn't such good news. And it wasn't until later when I took a Chimalgach language class from Donna Mae Roberts that she explained this. So that's what my auntie was affirming. I understand you. I really understand what you're saying. Oh! So you can play with the language and draw it out for emphasis. One of my elders I work with, Gertrude Johnson, I would say, "Ndelowan, how are you doing?" And instead of "am," Gertie would say, "am." Oh my goodness, that's really good. So that was neat to learn, is how you can play with the language. Our language is expressive. That's what John was saying about when you say it, you have to show your feelings. It's not okay to just speak small and keep the communication to yourself. it needs to be expressed to be believed. So it's a lot of fun, though. We really ham it up. When you learn to speak, you can be really very comical if you want. Okay, thank you for coming. I'm going to pass out these booklets, and if you don't get one, I'm going to only give the booklets to the parents and the head of the family, and then tomorrow I will bring more. I didn't expect so many students. Doyachin and Amahupul. Amahupul is good evening. Okay, Doyachin, Metlakatla, and Juno, and we will see you again tomorrow night. John wants to make one more comment.
And before we leave, I'd like to tell you something that has a way of what you say when you're going to leave your friends. You know? Okay, Jamal Gignesis. Jamal Gignesis. And then the other way is needed. But the easiest way to say it is Jamal Gignesis. Get a cake or put a cake in there. I'll see you tomorrow. Because you always say that. Jamal Gignesis.
Jamal Gignesis.
Jamal Gignesis. One more time.
Okay, thank you very much.